Mariah the Scientist doesn't give us a simple love story. She gives us fire and ice, passion and betrayal, a relationship so intense it leaves scars. This song pulls you into a world where love isn't safe, where desire and danger blur, and every lyric feels like a choice between surrender and self destruction. From the cold ache of blue fever to the defiant letting it burn, this track isn't about romance. It's about obsession, power, and the kind of love that demands everything. So let's break it down. What makes Burning Blue so hypnotic? And why does it hurt so good? Stick around. We're diving deep into the flames. The verse opens with, I got that blue fever, which suggests a deep, almost overwhelming emotional state. Blue often symbolizing sadness or coldness, while fever implies intensity. This oxymoron sets the tone for the conflicting emotions in the relationship. She describes herself as cold as ice till you came near, meaning she was emotionally distant or guarded before this person entered her life. Their presence, however, brings warmth, but not in a simple way. She compares her lover to a fire breathing creature, which paints them as powerful, possibly dangerous, yet mesmerizing. The line, but it don't burn how it appears, hints that their intensity isn't as destructive as it seems. Perhaps their passion is misunderstood, or maybe their love is fierce but not harmful. The next lines reveal her vulnerability. It's true, you could make me melt. Shows that this person has the power to break down her defenses. But she warns, don't you forget it if the person you fell forever do freezes. Here, she's saying that if she ever pulls away or becomes emotionally cold again, it's only because they're not there with her. This suggests that her warmth and openness depend entirely on their presence. If they leave or neglect her, she'll revert to her guarded self. Overall, this verse captures the tension between passion and self protection. The imagery of fire and ice reflects the extremes of love, how it can thaw a cold heart but also leave someone vulnerable to being burned. Mariah portrays love as something powerful and consuming, where emotional walls can collapse, but only if the other person stays close. The chorus dives into the physical and emotional intensity of desire, capturing how love can make someone lose themselves in the moment, regardless of outside judgment or consequences. Mariah starts with, I can feel it in the air, suggesting an almost electric tension between her and her lover, something undeniable and all consuming. The next line, my cold sweat dripping everywhere, reinforces this idea with visceral imagery showing how her body reacts to their presence. Sweat often symbolizes nervousness, excitement, or even fear, hinting that this relationship is as thrilling as it is overwhelming. I'm all wet. I don't even care. Takes this further. She's fully immersed in the experience, surrendering to her emotions without hesitation. The repetition of, as long as you're right here laying in my bed, emphasizes that nothing else matters when they're together. The bed, a symbol of intimacy, becomes her sanctuary, a place where outside opinions lose their power. The line, I'll forget what everyone said, suggests that their relationship might face criticism or doubt from others, but in these moments, she chooses to ignore it. She's all in, fully committed, even if it's reckless. The phrase, I couldn't care less, drives home her defiance. She's willing to embrace the passion even if it burns her. Overall, The chorus portrays love as an all encompassing force that overrides logic and outside influence. The physical reactions, sweat, wetness, mirror the emotional intensity, showing how desire can be both exhilarating and destabilizing. Maria isn't just singing about attraction, she's describing a state of surrender where the only thing that matters is the presence of the person she craves. In verse 2, Mariah the scientist shifts from the passionate surrender of the chorus to a more cautious, almost strategic perspective on love, showing that while she's deeply invested, she won't tolerate betrayal. The verse introduces a power dynamic, framing the relationship as something that requires mutual respect and loyalty to survive. She begins with a conditional statement. As long as you're a true leader, then I'll oblige. Promise to please you. Here, leader suggests someone who takes charge in the relationship, not in a domineering way, but as a reliable, trustworthy partner. In return, she's willing to commit fully, oblige, promise to please you. This sets up an unspoken agreement. If they lead with honesty, she'll follow with devotion. But the tone quickly turns warning with, but if you open fire, then it's treason. The metaphor of opening fire implies an attack, whether through lies, disloyalty, or emotional harm. By calling it treason, she elevates the stakes, comparing betrayal to a crime against trust. This word choice is powerful. Treason isn't just a mistake, it's a deliberate act of betrayal that breaks an unspoken bond. The next lines reveal her defiance, and I decide to go out swinging. If you shoot, then you can bet every single dollar and your last few cents that I will too, and I mean it. This is her way of saying she won't take betrayal lightly. She'll fight back with equal force. The gambling metaphor, bet every single dollar, emphasizes that she's all in, ready to match whatever energy they bring, good or bad. It's a raw declaration of self respect. She won't let herself be hurt without consequences. Finally, she asks, tell me, where do we go from here? This line lingers like a challenge, forcing her partner to choose. Will they be the true leader she can trust, or will they force her into a battle of emotional survival? It's a moment of vulnerability wrapped in strength. She's willing to fight, but she'd rather not have to. Overall, verse 2 reveals the duality of Mariah's love. It's not just about passion, but about mutual respect. She's fully committed, but her devotion isn't blind. If her partner breaks trust, she won't crumble. She'll retaliate. This verse adds depth to the song, showing that even in the heat of desire, she demands fairness. Love should be fiery, but never one sided. The post chorus, with its hypnotic repetition of burning blue, I'm burning blue, I'm letting it burn, serves as both a release and a resignation, capturing the essence of surrendering to a love that's as destructive as it is intoxicating. Unlike the verses and chorus, which dissect the complexities of the relationship, this section strips everything down to raw feeling, embodying the song's central conflict, the choice between holding on and letting go, even when it hurts. The phrase burning blue is a striking contradiction. Fire is typically red or orange, while blue evokes coldness, sadness, or the flicker of a flame at its hottest core. This oxymoron mirrors the relationship itself, a love that's simultaneously scalding and icy, passionate yet painful. By repeating it like a mantra, Maria emphasizes how inescapable this feeling is. She's consumed by it, unable to extinguish it even if she tried. When she sings, I'm letting it burn, it's an act of surrender. There's defiance in her choice to let it happen, suggesting she's aware of the damage but refuses to resist. It's not a passive suffering, it's an active decision to endure the heat, almost as if the pain proves the depth of her emotions. The repetition of letting it burn feels like a ritual, as if she's convincing herself to accept this fate even as it scars her.